Hey guys, what's up? I'm Nintendo Ash. Welcome to another video on the technology channel. This one is gonna be a crazy one. So obviously it's the WOMP form, so it's gonna be very crazy. And let's just see how this goes. Yeah. Okay, so lots has happened. So obviously you can see that there's no computer here. I tried to mention that in a short, but I couldn't really do it all in 60 seconds. But obviously the star of the show is now Metal Blade, made out of full metal, other than a little bit of plastic and whatever, and a bit of hot glue. But if this hot glue were to break, he would stay in peace. He wouldn't fall apart. Well, obviously he's made out of metal. But I came up with this new idea. I'm not sure if it's new or whatever. But it is called Flex Tab. So there's a tab cut on this one, and it is folded like this way. So it flex. It's like that, and there's two tabs on this one, and they flex down like that, and they give each other a big hug. So it doesn't really give you much stability, but when you put it in a square like this and you tighten them up really good, it'll stay in one piece a lot better. Okay, so I spent way too much time tinkering with all this and whatever, but I finally got it done. So here is the single square of what I'm gonna call Flex Tab. So see, it's all like that. And as you can see, it was falling apart. I was showing that, but now that it's in a square, look at how it's in one piece. Like, it's pretty good. Like, so, he is made out of that, and then obviously we got hot glue on him, just to make sure, like, they don't come loose. Because if they untighten, he will rattle around a lot, but this is just to make sure he doesn't come loose. Also, we got a new mouth mechanism. If you notice originally on Blade, let me try to find the original pieces. Can I find the original pieces? I was originally going to keep him mostly in one piece, his old version, but I cannot do that. Anyways, there were two little gears holding right here, holding this metal beam that holds his mouth. And now that is completely gone, replaced with these two plastic pieces. And, well, first of all, it gives the advantage of having the gears weren't originally similar sized, and these ones are similar sized. Actually, they're pretty much exact. So, it is not 100% made completely properly. Like, he is not completely centered. Like, this isn't centered, his mouth isn't centered, this isn't level that way. But it does give me the advantage of doing this. So if I ever ready to pull the mouth out, these just come out, and this just literally uses tension and gravity to hold it in. So, like, obviously I can't pull it on now, Botango's open. We also have this brand new thing over here, and these are two RGB LEDs, and I did have an LED strip here. My LED strip broke over when I was removing the animatronic controller. It broke, so I don't have that anymore. I'm trying to get a new one. So just two RGB LEDs. And we got another Uno, and then we got the new Uno. And so right here is a spot for the LED strip, and then over here is all just resistors. I think they're 220 ohms, and then there are two RGB LEDs with some wires. So obviously they're RGB LEDs. They do very RGB LED things. So, hey Alexa, turn the lights off. Okay, so very hard to see in here still, But I'm going to play an animation. It is going to just play Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss. And I made this very, very quickly, so don't judge me on this. But it shows out the lights, or shows off the lights. Hey Alexa, lights on. So probably doesn't look as good as it does on like in real life, as it does on camera. It probably looks better in real life than it does on camera, but everything is sunk up there to this, and as you can see, so obviously, with this new design, his mouth is hopefully going to have a lot more range of movement than it did a long time ago. Because I'm pretty sure his mouth can move a lot more than I actually make it move at times. Let me just see how far can I actually make it move. So, let's see. So, usually it's just a little... That's usually as far as it moves. Oh. That's usually as far as it goes. This is usually as far as it goes in most animations. Oh, darn it, I just turned everything off. Okay, let me turn this back on. And here is what I hopefully am going to try to make it move to. It's going to move way more than it right now than it is, but I want this around range of movement. Hello? It's not working. Oh, everything's off. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, it really moves. Not fast, but like, that's the amount of movement I'm going for. Because, like, so, it'll allow me to do, whoa, much, oh no, he has broken himself. Oh, let's just put the little thingy back in. Yeah. So, like, I am hoping that it'll give me a lot more movement in the mouth, unlike it has in the past, being limited by the neck piece. And bringing our attention to the neck, as you can see, where'd the neck go? Well, the neck is gone. So I'm reusing this old neck piece, and this old ball joint. So, just like this was actually the sides of his head, I'm pretty sure, or parts of it. Like, cause I have a good chunk of the old pieces over here. Like, I got this is the old neck piece. I'm pretty sure one of them, cause I had found a bunch of the old neck pieces. So hopefully that's one of the old. I can find some of that. But this will go on the bottom. As you can see, I tried to cut it at one point to give Blade the extra movement. But I'm gonna do something that I haven't done before. And usually for the head, it had a hot glued screw onto here, and it would screw into the ball joint, which that worked, but also, like, the screw, it's hot glued. It can come off, and it stayed on there for a long, long, long time, but the second it came off once, it would not go on properly again. So I am going to just screw right through there, and it was going to be tightened. Hopefully, I remove the mouth, and I use this little hole right here to tighten it. Hopefully that'll work out. And then also, I want to try to find a good way of removing the bottom screw so I can remove the ball joint from, like, if I had the ball joint mounted on, like, here, and whatever, if I want to remove it, I want there to be an easy way to remove it without having to rip off this top piece, pull out the ball joint, and then having to re-glue this later, because having to re-glue something like this is a big pain in the butt. So when I was pulling them off, the screw actually, I was, like, trying to rotate it. I was pushing the ball joint down. There was a screw going through here. Obviously, there's a screw coming out of there. It was going into this exact piece of wood. I was pushing down, trying to rotate. I thought it was coming out. It was not. But it pulled. Like, somehow it managed to come right at the bottom. It just, pop, right out the bottom. So I'm going to need to make an easier way of either removing this piece, maybe, or just getting it to rotate by either gluing it in here or something so I can just rotate it off. I don't know, but there needs to be an easier way for that. That seems to be the only other thing. I also have Spotlight here. I've done the Spotlight by myself. I don't think it's appeared in any videos. If it did, it would be in the Planet Zero one, but I'm pretty sure I did not upload the one with the Spotlight because I didn't like how it looked exactly. But I'll try to get the Spotlight going, and if I have any extra PWM pins, I will hook it up to a dimmer. If I don't, I'll hook it up to the servo controller board and that. Yeah, another thing. This is a ball joint, or not a ball joint. It's not a ball joint. It's whatchamacallit, it's a ball bearing. It's a ball bearing. So there's balls in here, and like this inner piece and this, if you hold the outer piece, that all moves. So here is my goal. So for Christmas, I got one of these just default Arduino maker kits or whatever. This one was, I hope I pronounced this right, Elgono, something. It was that brand. I got that brand, and with it came a stepper motor and a stepper motor controller. If I had 2 or 3 of these, I would have made a Raspberry Pi, but I don't. So what I do have though is I'm gonna make gears for this, and I'm gonna make gears for that, and I'm going to get it. So this is on this with ball joint in the middle, and servos so. Pretend this is where the servos sit. This is where the ball joint sits. This sits on top. This sits on top of that. This will all rotate. The head, the ball joint, those neck moving servos will all rotate. And you know what will be driving it? The stepper motor. So first of all, I was going to originally use a servo motor for this, which honestly would probably be a good idea, especially since you have exact positional control of a servo motor, and you're able to move it when it is off. But the one servo motor that I have that isn't a new one, because I only got one new one, the only one that I have that isn't already being used is the broken one. So I'll test out like an eyebrow or something like that, or a single eye for something like that. Or I'll just leave it and I'll deal with it later. But I do need to solder those stuff on again. But I will try to find some gears for that, and I can rig up a neck, because the neck is what I've been waiting on forever. And then if very soon, next year, hopefully, if I work hard enough, I will get a new computer. I will get a new I'll get my first 3D printer, which will be a Bamboo Labs, probably. I don't know which one exactly yet. Probably one in the P line. P1P or P1S, maybe. I'll get computer, 3D printer, and I will get, after I work a little bit more, I will get a bunch of servos. I will do my research, and I'll try to get the most quiet servos possible, but I also need some large servos, like, not micro servos, because these are micro servos. These are mini servos. I don't need big servos to drive this headpiece, because this headpiece, obviously, it's made out of metal now, but it was already being... the servos already didn't like driving it originally. So I'll do that. I'll buy a bunch of servos. I'll build the head. But I also have this new idea, which I'm not going to share yet. But pretty much it'll get... Actually, no, I will share it now. It'll pretty much be an actual mouth. Like, I have come up with some of the most important parts of the mouth, and I will turn that into a wolf's mouth. And I will rig that up so it'll actually be like a mouth. Yeah, that'll be a little fun thing, especially since I have to engineer it and have it hook into this. It'd be nice if I could just have something that I could just slide on, and hopefully it isn't too hard that this servo can't handle it. If that servo can't handle it, I might add another servo to the other side and have it run off the same input, and it'll just do its whole thing. They'll teamwork. Makes the dream work. But yes, that's what I've been up to. I will be working on the neck. I will be trying to get another LED strip. And I will be making more shows. I might make a couple Christmas shows, because I was planning on doing that, but I did not end up getting any servos or any time to... Well, actually, I did get servos for Christmas, but I didn't get time to plug them into Blade And as you know, if I did have time to plug them into Blade, it wouldn't have worked because the computer wouldn't work. And then whatever. So anyways, this is now going to be fun, but I also probably need some break from this because I've been literally going nonstop on animatronics for the past like week, because I wanted to actually make some shows or whatever. I want to actually animate some stuff, but I didn't get time to do that till now after Christmas, and of course I broke everything, and now I have better version of Blade. I'm just happy that I got a servo actually in him today, and this is probably where I'm ending it today, and I will probably not be back until the new year. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you have any ideas, please comment them down, whether that's for songs for him to perform, animations for him to do, like skits. I could maybe do skits with him, I don't know. Or just default fun stuff. Just tell me what you think. Have fun. See you later. Goodbye, guys and gals and whatever else.